Hello, my name is Chris. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for watching this video today. Today we're going to be doing CSS Battle Daily Target for June 16th, 2025. Okay, first thing I do when I do a CSS Battle is I decide how many elements we're going to need to recreate this target. We're going to make the overall body a display of flex with a flex direction of column. And so that's going to direct two elements, this one here and this one here. I'm going to wrap this box and this box in an element, so we have two, and then this will have to be an element, this box, so 3, and then this box here 4, and then the circles inside of it 5, 6, so 6 elements. First thing I do is create a div, and I use attributes, CSS attributes, to target each element. This will cut down on your lines of code, which will give you a higher score. And I just use the letters of the alphabet. I know it's not very descriptive, and I would never do this in real life, but it, will give you a higher score. So we're just going to copy this div. That's the first box. This is going to be the circle inside of that box, and then we have the second box, the circle inside of that box, and then finally we're going to have the triangle. And of course we need to change all of these so that they're all unique, at least in this situation. And again, I just use the alphabet to cut down on characters. It's not very descriptive, I know, but for this particular situation it seems to work great. Alright, and then we're going to go into styling. So first thing I always do is I get the background colors out of the way. So the body, along with the first circle, or the circle on the left, and the box on the right are all that pinkish color. So that first circle on the left is C, the box on the right is D, and it's going to have a background. I use background as a background color because, again, we're cutting down on characters, gives you a higher score. It's going to have the background of that pinkish color, and then we've got two elements, B and E. E with the backgrounds of this whitish color. The triangle, we give that a color in a different way, so we'll talk about that when we get there. Alright, first thing we're going to need to do is deal with the body. And that is going to be display flex. We're going to do flex direction column. That's because we're using this to target this element and that element, and it puts them in a column. We want everything in the middle. Again. CSS Battle gives you an automatic margin. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's always helpful to reset it with 0 margin. It can cause some funny behavior. You don't always need this, but in this case I know we do. Also, we're going to need to give it a height, or it's going to not do what we want it to do. We want to give it the full height of 300 pixels. And when it comes to width and height in the CSS Battle, you do not need to specify pixels. If that's what you're using, that's the default setting. Again, it will cut down on characters if you just leave that out. Alright, very good. And so then we're looking at A here, which is holding these two boxes. We're just going to give that a display flex. It's going to be flex row, because that's the default behavior. And then we're going to look at B and D. These are going to have the identical width and height, so we're going to put them together. We're going to have a width of, sorry, can't see my code, 165 and a height of 165. Good, that looks about right. Since that circle isn't in there and is in the center, we're going to give it a display. Oops, sorry, can't see that. Display of flex, and then we just need to justify content center and align items center. And then we should be all set with that. So I'm, as opposed to doing the circles right away, I'm going to skip down to this triangle so that all this, the main, so everything is in place so that we know we're doing everything right. So we're looking at element F. And so triangles are tricky in CSS. Basically, we use borders to create triangles. So it's spanning, 165 plus 160 times 2 basically. So it's spanning whatever that number is, like 330. So we want to go half that. So basically 165 because it's going all the way, spanning between these two boxes. And so the way we do that is, you see wherever the point is, the opposite side, top, we're going to use borders, right? So we're going to have a border top, border left, and border right. Okay. So whatever is opposite the point, the top, is going to get the color. The other two sides are going to be transparent, and you'll see what I mean. So we're going to start with border top. We said that was 165. You do need to specify the pixels here. Solid. And this is going to be too big, but we'll fix this in a second. Specify the color. Now we're going to copy this. We're going to make this left, which is going to be this side here, and then right, like that. And then we're going to change this color for left and right to transparent. There we go. So obviously this is too big. If it were an equilateral triangle, this would be what we want. But in order to bring this point in, I know it's kind of counterintuitive, at least it is in my brain, we're going to probably have to cut this in half. Something like this. So 80 pixels. And that's pretty darn close. There's a little bit of movement there, but I think we're looking at 99% accuracy here, which is a win for me, especially when triangles are involved. So the last thing we need to do, which is really simple, is target C and E, which are the two circles. They have the exact same width and height, and they are both circles, so we can put them together like that. I'm going to say width, I'm going to guess, is around 90. Height is 90. That looks correct. Then we just give them a border radius. To create a circle, you just give it a border radius of 50%. 50%. And look at that, we're good to go. A little bit of movement, but I think this is a 99%. Yeah, you can see with the diff thing there. A little bit off, but that's okay. I'm satisfied. And the last thing I do, I already got rid of the comments below, is I get rid of all this white space. And see how we have 677 characters. Well, watch this now. So these divs. I'm going to select white space, and I'm going to hit Control D on a Mac. And then we hit delete. Delete one more time, and look at that. It's all in one line. All the white space is gone. We're going to take care of these divs. Style tag, and then we're going to do the exact same thing here. So we're at 652 characters. Watch this. 544 down to 510. So big improvement. And then we're going to submit. And there you go. 99.5% match. I'll take that as a win. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Please like and subscribe my channel. And if anybody solved this another way, if you want to put that in the comments, I'd love to see your solution. Have a wonderful day.